Hi there, it's Dr. Bernstein, and this is the first of a two-part series that is designed to introduce you to some new ways of thinking about and using your resume. Most of the time, we think of our resumes as intended primarily for people other than ourselves. That is, we create them for potential employers and with specific positions in mind. That's great. That's what we do with resumes. However, it's because we tend to think of them only in this way that we often ignore them when we're not actively involved in a job search. In my opinion, this is a huge mistake. So what I want you to do is start opening your mind to the fact that your resume is a highly personal document, one which chronicles, which charts your professional experience and accomplishments. Our day-to-day lives are so complex. They're filled with so many details, so many activities that it's very easy to lose sight of the bigger picture, to have a hard time figuring out in which direction we're truly heading, and to discover the underlying connections between all these different things that we're doing. So one of the great things about resumes is that they force us to put our professional experience, at least one part of our lives, into writing and hence into perspective. If you're a recent college graduate or you're still a college student, I just want to mention that by professional experience, the type of experience that you include on a resume, I also include within that not just work that you do for money, but also significant internship, volunteer, extracurricular, and leadership activities. So that all, if it's significant, belongs on your resume. And we can talk about that in another video. So one of the great things is by getting this experience out on the page, it's just a very crucial first step, because it's what really enables you to look at your experience, because it's hard to see it when you're immersed in your day-to-day life and you're doing all of these activities and you're so busy. Getting it out on the page helps you see all of these different experiences on one or two pages. And it also helps you start assessing and contemplating your experience. So it can help you start seeing the direction in which you're heading. It can illuminate your path. A lot of times we don't feel like we're on a path, but when you look at your experiences and the accumulation of them, you can see, wow, I'm on a track here. I'm on a path. I'm going this way. Do I want to be going this way, or is it that I want to be going that way? So if I'm going this way and want to go that way, what do I have to do in order to move in that direction? Sometimes getting it out on the page can help us see the bigger picture, and it can definitely start, at least guide us into thinking about the underlying connections between our diverse range of experiences. Getting a job, right, making money, that's very important. We need to pay our bills. We need to pay our student loans. We need to take care of ourselves. However, if we're really talking about the big picture of your life, you want to be thinking about the connections between the things you're doing, connections in your professional life, but also how does your professional life connect to your personal life? How does it connect to your underlying interests, your values, your principles, your beliefs? Now, sometimes you can't get them all in sync at once. Sometimes it's a process. But ultimately, to have a really rich, rewarding life, you're going to want to have or understand the connections between the different parts of your life and to nourish those connections, because it's really, really hard to live your life when you feel like you're being pulled in so many different directions. So don't underestimate that as you're taking into consideration your professional life and your professional growth. Now, resumes, we tend to think of them not just as public documents rather than private ones that are essential to our own growth professionally and even personally, but we also tend to think of them merely as charts of the past, like they're records of what we've done. And that's true. And we need to keep track of what we've done. That's very important, as I've been saying. However, I want you to also think of them as guides to the future. If you look at your resume on a regular basis, rather than just when you're applying for jobs, you can start thinking about, if I want to be moving in this direction, or if I'm going in this direction and I want to get further along the path, what experiences do I need to have? What else do I want to be able to put on my resume? What do I want to say I've done? What do I want to be able to say I've accomplished? So our resumes are not just records of the past, but they can also be guides into our futures. So those are two really important ways of thinking about your resume, and they're two important ways that so many people overlook, and it's really unfortunate. So what I want you to do is head on over to the second installment in this series, because that's where I'm going to talk to you about a specific client I worked with to help him do these things that I just mentioned, and that can help illuminate and inspire you to take similar actions, and it's sort of a blueprint for applying what I've just mentioned. And of course, if you want to get free weekly tips, go over to my website. It's jenniferbbernstein.com, and fill out that form on my homepage that is for getting on The Path. The Path is my weekly newsletter. It's totally free, and it's just designed to give you one thing every week. It's very simple to do that can help you take control of your career one step at a time. So that's it for now. Head on over to the second video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.